So welcome back everybody. I hope everybody's had a great week. We're going to be looking at this AH1G Huey Cobra from Academy Minicraft. This is an old kit, and knowing Academy Minicraft, it's probably not going to be all that detailed. As long as it fits together, I'll be happy. I have a better one, the AH1Z. That's going to be my good one. This is just, I wanted to try it out. It was cheap, you know. So let's take a look at the instruction sheet. So the first step here, we have the cockpit. It looks pretty simple. We have the base, front and back piece, 2 seats, 2 pilots, 1 stick, which is okay, and instrument panel. It goes in the middle there. So number 2, you put the fuselage together, you put the skids on. I guess these are the engines, just 2 pieces, and the rear propeller. I guess we're not putting the fuselage together yet, because it looks like you're putting the fuselage together in number 3. You have the cannon that goes on the front, and the horizontal stabilizers, the tail skid. And number 4 is already the last step. We have munitions, with the wings and munitions, the pitted tube, and the propeller, and the canopy. So you can see 4 steps to build this thing. Of course, it's not so simple once you get doing it. There's more to do than just says on here usually. But you can see it's a pretty simple model kit. Well, let's look at the parts. So here's the decals for the Cobra. They look really terrible. The eye on the snake is not in the right place. The colors here are weird. The Army is in blue, but it says here 148 Cobra Helicopter Academy Science, I think. That's what Google told me at least. They really look bad. I probably won't be using them. I have some extra decals. I can probably figure out something with them. So first we have the fuselage halves. I bought this one used. Of course, as old as it is. I guess somebody probably decided to get a better one. So some of the parts are off the trees and stuff. But look at the fuselage here. It looks like they actually did do some thought, put some thought into the molding. It has some recessed panel lines, and it has a lot of rivets along the outside here. So I would say the outside of the molding is actually pretty good. On the inside though, is blank. I mean, there's pin marks all over here, but really the only ones you have to worry about is like here. As you can also see, there's absolutely no internal detail, nothing at all. Just a pin mark here, and also a pin mark here you have to clean up. And there's also, I don't know what that's supposed to be here, but internal detail is nothing. There may be some aftermarket parts for it, like at least some photo etch would make it look a little bit better, or you can try to scratch build some stuff for the panel walls and stuff. So here's all the parts that were loose in the box. One of the propellers, the seats, the pilots, one of the skids, the wings, the cockpit floor, and the missiles. Let's take a look here first at the glass, and I say it's really scratched up because it's been sitting around loose in the box for so long. It also has a couple of molding failures here. There's a couple little, I don't know if you can really see it. There's a couple little, I don't know, something here. It's been broken off the tree here, so the framing is messed up. I can fix it though, because it's on the framing, and well, the problem is here, actually, on the outside. But once you paint over, it'll be okay, I think. But it's going to have to be polished to get all the scratches out. The seats have pin marks in them, but that won't be a problem if you use the figures, and actually the figures look okay. Except for their weird arm position. But the faces look okay and everything. I'm not that good at painting figures, but it might be worth it to get a little bit of detail out of it. The wings look okay too. They have rivets. Although some weird marring that happens sometimes with these older kits. I don't really know what that comes from. They're like little swirls. There's a pin mark here underneath that has to be cleaned up. You have to be really careful not to mess up the rivets around here, because there's rivets here and a pin mark in the middle. I'm sure you can see it. The other wing is the same with the marring. The pin mark that goes right through the rivets, which is really dumb. Why couldn't they put the pins inside of the connections here? Or was it not possible back then? I don't know. You see here, the cockpit floor also, pin mark there, totally, absolutely no detail. There's also a pin mark here, and it's sticking up. I don't know if it's going to be in the way or not. I don't think it will be in the way, because I think that's where the display goes, over top of that. What else we have here? We have the control display here. You see it does have dials and stuff molded into it. At least one good thing you can say about this kit. At least that is done, which I've seen more expensive kits that don't have that. So I don't know, kind of weird. They also have the propeller here. The molding on the propeller looks pretty good. So those are the loose parts that were in the box. So here's the parts that were still on the tree, or on the sprue. I call it tree, it don't matter. We have 2 more missiles, and by the way, the missiles look pretty good too. These are for the missiles. The pylons, they look kind of weird. Kind of weird looking pylons here, but they're okay. There's not really a lot of detail in them, but it'll be okay. 2 missiles, the other skid. The rear propeller is here. Rear propeller looks okay. Well, kind of. The outside of the rear propeller looks okay. The side facing the vertical stabilizer has pin marks. There. It's going to have to be sanded down and cleaned. There's also, on the one side is a little bit of texture. On this side is not. It looks pretty flat. Here's the other skid too. The piece that covers the top around the propeller. It looks pretty good. And the internal parts here. You can see not many parts to it. These are the skids too. They go underneath on here. These 2 here. Go under the skids here, which molded separately is kind of weird. A piece of the propeller. So you see the propeller hub is not very detailed. It has missing a lot of parts, like the I don't know what they are, but the pitch things. They do the pitch on the propeller, you know. I'm sure they always have pitch to them, right? It wouldn't work very good. A helicopter wouldn't work very good without it. So as you can see, really, really simple kit. You could probably build it in, if you just build it straight out the box, it with painting, maybe 3 hours. Maybe 4. If you work on it and do some extra detailing. Yeah, it's not a very detailed kit, but it would be a good kit for a beginner or someone that wanted to practice extra detailing and stuff, or scratch building. And they're pretty cheap too, so for more experienced modelers, I would not recommend it, but if you are just starting out with the hobby, it would be good. Or if you want to do some practicing, you could also practice weathering on it, stuff like that. Because they're cheap, if you can find them. That's what cheap kits are best for. So in my next video, we're going to take a second look at this SD Sonderkraftfahrzeug 222. It's a Leichter Panzerspähwagen, which is a light recon vehicle. It's in 135 scale. I built it already. The first video wasn't good. We're going to try it again. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And until next time.